I'm Darby Ross with Ross Farms from Piedmont, Oklahoma. Welcome to our barns. We are in the north barn right now. This is where primarily we bring our younger doe kids to be fed out that need to be a little fatter, a little fleshier. There are replacements for the following year to naturally breed. We've actually just recently redone the outside of the barn, and then we're going to go in and insulate everything once we enclose the other side to match this side. We cut in these doors and made outside runs. That way they still have access to the sunlight, fresh air. They can have clean pens, clean feeders every single day. We also keep our older does, our yearlings here, and then our donors are up here too. We really use this more as a feeding barn. Anything that just needs to get a little fleshier for breeding, flushing, sales, etc. Airflow in here is great. Everything's open from one side to the other. That's a big thing with livestock in general. Goats, they need fresh air. If you have still stagnant air, it's not going to be a good situation. So this is our kid barn. Usually we've got pens all throughout the floor in here. We can fit about 25 pens. Well, we try to keep 2 weeks in between each group. That way we've got plenty of time to get the babies that are in the kid pens old enough, healthy enough to be able to be kicked outside in big groups with their moms. The concrete floor is something that was a must when we built this barn. It makes it very easy to clean. We bring the skid steers in, we scrape the floor. Takes all of 30 minutes to clean 25 pens, and we're good to go for the next group. As you see, it's set up with bucks in it right now, our keeper bucks, but usually when we've got weaned groups of babies for our sale groups, we've got sale pens in here, 10 by 10 pens lining this wall and this wall. The ventilation, I'll turn it on, it's gonna be really loud, but it'll suck everything out, and it also keeps it cooler in here too. We just don't run it all day long. But with that on, it sucks out all the hot air, it sucks out all the stinky air, and it brings in the good fresh outside air. So out here are our reset pens, or our group kidding pens. We can run 2 groups at a time. Right now we call this the north kidding pen at the kid barn. The other side is the south kid pen. We can run 2 groups that are due kind of simultaneously on one side or the other, and then we've got a pen up at our barn that they can get up underneath, and there's cameras that we can watch and make sure 24/7 that everything's okay, or if there's an issue I can get up here and help out if I need to. When it comes to storming, that is where these huts come in handy the most, is the winter time here, to be able to get them out of the cold and into something warm. So we're outside of the show barn. We call this the 6 pens. We use these mostly for during our embryo work. We bring the recips up in groups of 10 in each pen, and then we run them into our show barn here. We run them in the barn, we run them back out, and we use these more as holding pens during that. During our day-to-day basis, we kick out show goats at night to let them have exercise. They kind of get their own individual pens. And then they go back up about 30 minutes later. I did not grow up in this. I didn't know anything about livestock or the show industry. And long story short there, it was a friend of a friend, and I went to a jackpot show, and then he let me show in the overall drive, which at that point I had no idea what that was. I ended up showing the doe that was the overall champion, and just kind of got hooked to it. It kind of snowballed from about 5 show goats out in like a pasture pen into 10 or 15 breeding does, and then now we're up to, rough guess, like 350 head here all together. Wake up every day and do something I enjoy, not wake up and feel like I'm going to work. I'm Darby Ross with Ross Farms, and thank you for visiting our barns.